All right, so thank God it is Friday. We got a lot of sneaker updates to catch up on, including some bad news concerning this weekend's big release from Jordan Brand in the military blue 4. So to begin, let's go ahead and start with today's releases, where we saw Nike release the 2024 Ultraman Dunk Low. Now, this is part of the Nike Cult Classic series, which is said to feature shoes that were all inspired by classic Nike releases. So as far as the storytelling behind the Ultraman, this was a shoe which originally released back in the 90s and was limited to just a Japanese exclusive. So I was actually surprised to see that these weren't an instant sellout today via the sneakers app, but it looks like sizes are beginning to move fast. So as far as the Dunk Low, while we know it's still one of Nike's most popular models, I would say it's became a little less trendy as of recent. And then we saw Puma team up with ASAP Rocky to release a capsule, which is said to be inspired by the Miami Grand Prix. So you had clothing as well as footwear. The sneakers are said to be the Puma Inhale. Now, this sneaker originally made its debut back in the early 2000s. So as far as the colorway, it does fit with the whole Miami theme. And I was actually surprised to find out that this is actually an OG colorway. So these did drop today via the Puma website and are currently sold out. Retail was 120 bucks. And I got great news for anybody that missed out on those CPFM Air Force Ones which dropped the other day. So it looks like we have a Nike sneakers app restock confirmed for that Moss pair, which is the green joints. Now, it's still unknown if we're gonna see those purple fuchsia pairs restock alongside these as well, but this is great news for anybody that missed out on the initial launch. Unfortunately though, the time and date of the restock is currently unknown, so stay tuned for more details on that release. And then we have a first look at the upcoming ALD New Balance 1000. Now, this was teased actually by Teddy Santis himself via Instagram story. So it looks like New Balance has got their foot on the pedal for the relaunch of the New Balance 1000. And while this white colorway, I would say, isn't really doing too much to move me, I know they're gonna release some other cool colorways alongside these. So be on the lookout for the upcoming New Balance 1000 sometime this year here in 2024. And then we got a big update on the long overdue Salehi Bembry Crocs Juniper, his debut sneaker with Crocs. So while I think we've seen these tees like all the way since last year, we finally have a release date, as these joints are going to be dropping in May. Unfortunately though, we do have to actually wait all the way to the end of the month, as these will officially be dropping coming up May 30th. And the official colorway name is called Guava. And then we also got an update for Travis Scott fans, as it's been a huge week for Travis Scott releases. We saw them debut the Jumpman Jack Sail colorway, and everybody's still waiting to see when they're gonna release those University Red joints. Well, we got a first look at the Mocha colorway, and I would say as far as these Jumpman Jacks, when we saw the initial first teasers, you know, the internet was roasting these. A lot of people had many negative things to say about these, but it's starting to see like that narrative is starting to change as we've seen these drop now with the Travis aura, with the limited availability and all the hype surrounding these releases. It seems like people are starting to change their tune on these a little bit. So be on the lookout for these Mocha joints, which have a tentative release date scheduled to release in October of 2024. And then we got an update on those Ding Young Zong Adidas Sambas, which happened to actually be a more marquee release for Adidas than I initially expected, as we see these at the top of the confirmed app if you open your app right now. So we got a cool on-feet look of these. Joints are looking real nice, and according to Adidas, in his first collaboration with Adidas Originals, Ding Young Zong presents a new take on the signature Samba silhouette. With a smooth leather upper, reinforced toe, and gum sole, this subversive reimagining is a bold departure from the classic Samba. So as far as these being a bold departure from the Samba, I would have to beg to differ, as we know Ding Young's design language seems to be a lot more out there. So as far as this release, I would say this is a little more reserved for him, but cool release. These joints will be dropping on the 10th, and it looks like the confirmed app raffle will be opening coming up this Saturday, May 4th, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then we got a look at an interesting release. So this is the Air Flight 89 from Nike, and they're teaming up with PJ Tucker. So this pair is actually releasing exclusively via the Better Generation app. And the odd thing about this is these are being limited to just apparently 472 pairs. So interesting release. I would say though, PJ Tucker's outfit choice right here is seeming to be making a lot more noise than the actual sneakers themselves. And of course, we got to talk these Jordan 4 military blues, which will finally officially be dropping coming up tomorrow, Saturday, May the 4th. Now, these joints are going to be dropping everywhere, including the Nike Sneakers app. And you should already know the story, the history behind these. These are an all-time Jordan brand classic, OG colorway, and I find it extremely funny where at the top of this year, many people were saying that this would be a 2024 sneaker of the year candidate, but now that we're just one day away from the official release date, it seems like a lot of people are getting quiet on that conversation. Now, I can contribute this to several different factors, but I would say the biggest reason that people are no longer really hyped for this upcoming release would be the fact that people were saying the initial stock numbers were going to be like 1.72 million pairs, and you guys know hype beast sneakerheads here in 2024, anytime a sneaker isn't limited, they're simply just gonna call it trash. So I find that tomorrow's release date, people are gonna be shocked to see that these aren't gonna be probably as easy as we once initially expected. As according to sneaker insider Uncle Chrissy over there on Twitter, he said that we saw that shock drop, which happened a couple weeks back. Nike released a whopping 125,000 pairs, but then for exclusive access, which we saw go down recently, they dropped 40,000 pairs, which only reserves around 40,000 pairs left over for Saturday's sneakers app launch, which means I feel like this is bad news for everybody expecting for this to be an easy W, as it looks like Saturday's sneakers app draw may be a little more difficult than a lot of people initially expected. But the good news is of course these will be dropping everywhere else, so I feel like your best bet if you happen to miss out on these via the sneakers app is to secure a pair via your local retailer. So Jordan 4 military blue coming tomorrow. I said it, this is an all-time classic, and I feel like these have honestly aged like fine wine. So let me know what you guys think about these. Are these still a candidate for sneaker of the year, or did you feel like once you heard these were going to be oversaturated by Jordan brand, that changed your opinion? Or now with these new rumored numbers where it looks like we may only see around a total of somewhere like around 300,000 pairs, does that kind of change your opinion on this release? Let me know what you guys think down below. And then to wrap it up, while I didn't have enough time to get the full results for today's poll of the day, as I just put it up before I started recording, but I simply asked you guys, do you feel like the Yeezy Pods should be considered as a contender for anybody's sneaker of the year list? So I'm not saying it is the sneaker of the year, but I'm just saying, should it be considered, you know, based off the overall impact, how much people have been talking about this first independent footwear release from Ye. So drop your feedback on that. Make sure you guys head to the community tab via my YouTube channel to go ahead and participate in that poll. And we'll go over the results coming up on Monday. So we're gonna wrap things up right here. Salute to everybody for tuning in. I'm J.A. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and good luck to everybody still looking to secure a pair of these Jordan 4 military blues come tomorrow. So I'm out, y'all. Love.
So I won't tell you that.